Hi everyone, thanks for joining us again today on one of our Google Hangouts with alumni from across the world. My name is Ian Heffley and I'm the Admissions Counselor for Africa and the Middle East here at SIT. And today I'm joined by one of our alumni from the Morocco Field Studies in Journalism and New Media program. And I'll let her introduce herself to you all.
Hi, thanks so much for letting me talk about Morocco. So my name is Kelsey Hanson. I'm a journalism major at Villanova University with minors in humanities and peace and justice. And I study during the spring semester in Rabat, Morocco through their journalism and field studies program.
Well, thank you very much. I know you're interning at a newspaper this summer, so I don't want to take too much of your time since we had a few technical difficulties getting this call live. So now I'm going to just jump right in there. There are a lot of options today to study abroad. Maybe not so much in Morocco per se, but there are a lot of options out there. So what made you choose SIT and Morocco and the journalism program? So it's a three-part question.
All right. Sure. So I guess I'll start with the SIT component. I've actually studied abroad with SIT before. Last summer, I was in Rwanda and Uganda with their Peace and Conflict Studies program, which was absolutely amazing. So I knew that I wanted to do another SIT program. I loved their homestay component. I loved how immersive the program was and how kind of hands-on it was. So I knew for sure that I wanted to do SIT again. And then because I was more focused on sub-Saharan Africa during my last study abroad, I wanted to kind of explore a different region of the continent. So I picked North Africa. And for journalism, I've always wanted to do journalism, particularly more foreign correspondency work, travel writing, that kind of thing. So I knew that I would definitely get a lot of experience as far as actual journalism practice with the SAT program. So that kind of all of it just kind of combined and created a really perfect opportunity that fell together really well.
I'm glad to hear that. And I thought I knew your name from another program as well. So I'm glad you came back to us. So you mentioned quite a few things there, but now I'm going to make you really hone in and tell us what your favorite aspect, it could be your Morocco program or your Uganda-Rwanda summer program, or both, what your favorite aspect of the SIT model is and why.
Sure. So I'll probably focus on the Morocco program just because that one was longer than my my summer one, but dependent study program component, just because it is such an incredible opportunity to take what I've learned and apply it like a real person. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but in college I'm used to everything kind of being practice for the real world. But in Morocco, I actually was able to go out during the independent study portion and create a feature article and interview people and kind of be a real journalist. And that was really exciting for me because it was something that I've always talked about doing. And through the SAT program, I actually got to do it. And I also really, I think another component of SAT's programs that I enjoy is how in the culture of the country that you're studying in. I have a lot of friends who have studied abroad in different places, and they don't really seem to connect with the people that that are in the country that they're living in. So with the homestay and with the languages that are incorporated with SAT's program, I really felt that I was able to understand the context of the country that I was writing about, which is really important for anybody who wants to enter the field of journalism.
That is definitely true, and the program that you're on in Morocco is definitely even unique under our bevy of programs here at SIT, because you don't do just an independent study project, you actually write and research a field piece. So do you want to delve into a little bit of what you researched and what you wrote about in the last part of your semester in Morocco?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, like you said, throughout the entire semester, we kind of were told to be on lookout for any story ideas and anything that we wanted to write about. So for me, I was really interested in women's studies and women's rights there. So it's kind of funny. It started out did, which was really cool because everybody, all the staff, they were really helpful in kind of helping me hone my article down. But I wrote about how women in Morocco are kind of advocating for themselves as far as their rights are concerned. And in Morocco, a lot of legislation has been recently passed regarding women's rights. So you have the violence against women law, you have the family code, which has been amended a couple of times, and all of this legislation really isn't doing much to help the women in practical everyday life. So I was able to speak with running NGOs, women who are attending conferences and speaking out for their rights in Morocco, which was a really cool experience because I feel like about North Africa, Africa in general, the Middle East, as far as women's rights are concerned. So I was really blessed and grateful to be able to write about these really powerful women who are fighting for themselves and who are making sure that they get their own rights. So that was a lot, but that was the main focus of my article.
That sounds really interesting there, and I can't think of a better place to do it than the CCCL right there in Rabat.
Absolutely.
So now to change gears a little bit, as you know, even though you were at one of our larger regional hubs there in Morocco, we do keep the programs intentionally small so you get the real personal experience with SIT. But at the same time, that really makes us struggle with name recognition. So I'm sure you've come across many people who haven't heard about us. And how would you explain SIT Study Abroad to someone who has no idea who we are, buried here in the mountains of Vermont?
Sure. So I think how I would describe it is a program where you're a local student interacting with local people. And I think that's what sets it apart from other programs, is you're not there on vacation, you're not there on spring break. You are there to be completely clueless upon entering into the program. And that's intentional because you learn something new every single day. And I've never been in a situation where I've learned so much in such a short period of time with both the Uganda and Rwanda program and the Morocco program, because you are actually you are living in the culture that you're learning in. And I think that that's something that is very, very, very unique onto SAT's programs. You have to take the language of the country that you're in. You live with families. You become part of the families that you're with. And by the end of it, not to say that I felt like a Moroccan, but we would joke that like we were a host family, other people's host families would joke that like we were Moroccans now. The ceremonies with my family, I was able to go to the hammam with my family, which is a very Moroccan, and you're really part of that country. Like, I don't think I would miss other countries if I studied abroad with another program, just because they go and they only hang out with their other American friends, and they only have very uniquely American experiences. But it's not like that with SAT programs because it can't be. It's not how it's designed.
Yes, it's amazing how that works, isn't it? Just with how suddenly you're back home in your home and you miss things from your study abroad home. So now you mentioned something that made me laugh, and I want to run with it a little bit. You said intentionally clueless at the beginning of the program. So that isn't something I would say we intentionally do. No, we do. But I want to know if you knew then what you know now about Morocco, about the program, about the language, about yourself, about studying abroad, what would that be?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time? You kind of cut out towards the beginning.
It's okay. So if you knew now what you knew, or if you knew then what you knew now in regards to Morocco or the language or studying abroad or yourself, or North Africa, what would that be?
I don't know. That's always an interesting question to me, just because going into situations where I don't know a lot, just because the learning opportunities are so great. So I don't think I would go back and tell myself anything different, just because I would lose that really valuable, the really valuable skill I think I developed while being there, of thinking on my feet and learning on my feet. So I think it's good to be that kind of culturally clueless and that kind of, I don't know, naive almost, because if I went in with a lot of information, then there would really be no point of me going in. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. And you're the first person who has actually answered me that way. Other people usually say, well, I would have said X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay. So now, the last question I always like to ask is if you could address whoever may be watching this directly, who's deciding on studying abroad on the journalism program, or in Morocco, or in the Middle East, or just in general, if you could tell them one thing that would help them make a decision, what would that be?
I would tell anybody considering studying abroad anywhere, to challenge themselves, to pick a place where they know that they could be uncomfortable, and to pick a place where they know little about, because that's where you learn the most. And I would also say to not be afraid, because it is scary going to a place that you've never been to, places that your family and friends might culturally stigmatize, which I know was the case for a lot of people on my program, and myself included. So I would pick a place that challenges your comfort zone, because it almost makes the world seem a little bit smaller, because I have family all over the world now because of the places that I've studied abroad. So don't be afraid to pick a place that is a little bit uncomfortable, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself, because that's what life's about. That's what learning's about.
Excellent way to end this little interview. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best of luck there at the internship. I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks so much.